Adversity lies ahead. Blades are being sharpened. The fires of war have been stoked. Warriors must once again lock horns and do battle. This time we go north, a long way north, far, far away from our home. The earth here feels different, unforgiving. The very wind seems to move with a malice. Still, we race, because the war rages on. Every fight from now is a question of will, of resilience. How far will you go? Nothing is given. Not victory, not respect. No second chances. One of them knows this better than the rest. He carries the weight of expectation, the burden of being the one that all the others want to topple. He rides beneath the sword of Damocles.
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. I can't sleep 'cause my bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer. Better run, 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 run away. Oh, psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Better run, 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 run away.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Hello. I saw you filming the nice sunset. I was like, what sort of sad cunt films a nice sunset? Lovely. Alright, we're here for round 3 at sunny, what is at the minute, sunny Croft. So we're leading the championship at the minute. Enzo's in second. He's a few points behind, he's a few points to make up. But he's been testing. There's been a few guys that have been testing yesterday. We're straight into quali like normal, so we've got Callum, Noah, Alex and Enzo all tested. There's a couple of new guys on the entry list. I'm not sure if they were testing yesterday. Try and catch up with them and see if they're actually new or if they're just old returning people. Yeah, it'll be a couple of hours to work for qualifying. Right, we're out for qualifying in a second. We've got Lewis, Liam, Holly, me, Martin, who's jumped in for this round, who used to race before apparently, but he's had a few years out. Alex, I don't actually know where Noah is. As a bit of a memory refresher, this has rubbed off a little bit, but this is the championship standings at the minute, so I've got an okay little gap to Enzo. Steve's not racing this weekend, he was only doing the one-off, but obviously he got a clean sweep because he's speedy as fuck. So Steve will likely drop down after this round, so yeah, that's where we're at. We've got Noah and Alex that obviously aren't on there, and then I think Polly's about the same amount of points as Alex maybe. Yeah, we've got a nice little cushion there, so not bad going at the start of the year. It's my time from last year, my wet time from last year. That's the target I want to be doing because some bastard managed this last year, so I know that my time and that time, there's a big disparity there, so let's try and get some off that 136 because that's not particularly fast. Donington Park or Croft? Croft. Yeah, so no testing for me. We're going straight out into qualifying in less than an hour now, so the warmer's already on. I'm just going to get in the suited and booted, and see if we can remember where all the bumps are. Alright, my qualifying's in like 5 minutes, but in the interest of documenting everything that happens, just gone to warm the bike up before my session. It's running on 170. Okay then. I've got to strip this piece of shit down and hope I can find out what's wrong with it for the race later. This isn't rainfire for some reason, so I'm going to quick spark plug out, have a look at that, and then I don't really know what I'm looking at in here to check coils and injectors, but yeah, hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it for later. Did you set that lap by any time, by any chance, yeah?
Yeah.
Let it go, man. Hello, little guy. Well, I haven't done much updating. I don't know how people update while they're in the middle of trying to fix something, because it's just an extra thing to do, but bike's back in one piece. I've taken it up and down the paddock and it seems happy, so yeah, it was just a spark plug, so it was sat there idling to warm it up, ready for the qualifying session. So about 10 minutes before I was due out on track, and I just sat here like this, and it went from running normally to almost cutting out and running on one. So I assumed it was going to be like an injector or a fueling thing, but turns out it was a spark plug, so that's the one that's come out. I'm no expert, but that looks absolutely fine to me, but I borrowed a spare one off Polly and put it in, and now it's running fine. So as far as mechanicals go, that's not a bad problem to have after however many miles I've done on this bike, but very frustrating for it to just be something as simple as that that's made me miss a session, but there we go. Before we come and do a hat check, what's the next one? Can we have a sneak peek?
I think this is the one for the weekend.
Ah.
With the sun as it is.
Alright, we're here at a sunny Croft. We fixed the bike after missing qualifying, and Mother's got a spirit animal for us.
Right, the Queen Alexander's birdwing, which is the largest butterfly in the world. So we're going to float like a butterfly, and their strengths are exceptional navigation. We've got a bit of navigating to do, so go out there and have fun, enjoy, happy days.
Right, this is going to serve as an intro because I've not really done much filming because I'm slacking, but Welcome to Croft. This is round 3 of the 2026 No Limits Racing season. We're back again on the mini twin, stock twin, standard twin, whatever you want to call it. This is Pinball, my Suzuki SV 650. We are in the middle of the day on Saturday. We didn't test on Friday. We were meant to go straight into qualifying on Saturday morning, but bike started developing a misfire whilst warming up for the session, so had to strip the bike down and have a look. It turns out so far it seems as though it was just a spark plug, so I've replaced the spark plug thanks to Polly, who gave me one of her spares. We've stuck a spark plug in and it seems happy now, but it does mean we're starting the first race of the weekend from the back of the grid, so we've got a lot to do. You've got Noah, Alex and George, who have all gone quicker than what I managed last year and were within less than half a second of each other, and then I think the next few stock twins after that are still less than a second off their time, so it's really close. I think there's only 8 or 9 of us, so it's really shit turnout for numbers, unfortunately, but we're all so close that whoever finishes 6th or 7th is going to be near the back of the pack, but time wise they're not going to be that far off at all. So I'm pretty excited to get stuck into it. It's very bumpy around here, and everyone's had a few laps, you know, all testing to get used to it, so I've got to be aggressive because I don't want to finish at the back, but at the same time I've got to take a few laps to get back into it now. So but yeah, there's no wind like we had last year, the sun's in the sky, so let's go out and ride some bikes. The other little nugget from this weekend is, at the minute I'm on a 10 race podium streak, I think it is. I didn't finish on the podium at Alton Park, but I podiumed every race done until the end of last year and every race so far this year, so that's a 10 podium streak. Don't think I'm going to be continuing that, seeing as I'm starting from the back of the grid now. We'll give it a good go though.
Every day we are going great launch there from Smart from pole position at 32 and check the front wheel down and look at the advantage that he has already. It's monstrous before we even get down to Glasgow, the rest of the road. Track day Alex shows the category, it will be a
So I'm sat here now after my first race is finished, and you would have seen no race footage because I was not allowed on track. So apparently it's an ACU rule that you've got to have done 3 laps to be allowed to race, and because I didn't do any laps on the test day and I didn't make it out of qualifying, they wouldn't let me race. So yeah, I get to race tomorrow providing I do my 3 laps in emergency practice first thing in the morning. So yeah, the weekend's not a write-off. We can still ride the bike tomorrow, but yeah, that's a rule I didn't know about, to be honest, and they don't always police it, I don't think, because I've definitely seen some people riding after missing qualifying, but then maybe they've done laps on the test day. So yeah, it's one of them like weird rules that obviously exists. I'd never come across it before because I've never missed qualifying or I've done testing, so yeah, one of them. So I did not start the race, and my 10 race podium streak ends because I didn't even get a chance to fight for one. So don't go on there, it's a bad place to be. So I've actually got a new tyre to put in tomorrow. I feel like I'd begrudge taking that one out, to be honest. There's literally nothing wrong with that, but I've ordered an SC1 and that's an SC2, so yeah, that's an SC2. So I've never run an SC1 before. If it's warm like it is today, then that's the tyre to be on, but Mum's saying there's a chance of some rain, so teach you a trick at the train there. When you can't can't find a hammer, you take a ratchet and you use it like a hammer and it becomes a rammer. We've just updated the championship board. I amazingly retained the lead still, but by only 4 points now. So I sort of think with the margin that I had before, you've got room for a bad result when I come in with a 17-point lead coming into this round. So I had margin for a bad result, but the trouble is now I've used the bad result up by DNSing in race 1, so I can't afford any more DNFs for silly reasons now. Makes it a bit more interesting for the neutrals. But yeah, I've had to be nerfed in real time and they've had to not let me out to make it more interesting. Right, we're back with Beth. Who's a birthday girl today? Happy birthday to... No, I'm not going to do it, don't worry. I'm not going to film too much because she's got a client in, but I've just had my sports massage from Beth again. So thank you, Beth, for beating me up some more. Feel nice and limber now. So every time I've gone and seen Beth, I've got a podium, so we'll see if we can come from the back of the grid to get another podium tomorrow. That'd be nice, but it's probably unlikely, isn't it? Bean and lentil burgers for a barbecue. So it's not going very well because Mum didn't bring me any fucking kindling. Now I've got to Le Chef with not enough kindling to get the coal hot, so we're flame grilling now, boys. But this is why you don't need animal flesh for your nutrition. We've got cheese, we've got bean burgers, we've got beef burgers, barbecue sauce, buns, same as everything else, but absolutely nobody was murdered in cold blood. This is my grid spot. We're standing in our grid spots because we're sad. Right, Sunday morning, I've got my emergency practice pass so I can get my laps in so that I'm allowed to race now with a bit of luck, barring no major dramas in that. But this weekend we found out what happens when the string that's holding the sword of Damocles breaks. We were sitting on the throne, we were enjoying all the luxuries of being at the top, and now we've found the consequence of being under the sword of Damocles. So just got to put some laps together in free practice and then start from the back of the grid from race 2. Starting from the back is normally a good bit of fun though, so we don't mind. Even if I finish last and I don't manage to overtake anyone, the points difference isn't very much because there's not a lot of us out on the grid this weekend. So it's negated the damage that it's done having a bad result like that. But yeah, we'll see how we go for our essentially warm up. I've done my laps now, so I'm actually allowed to race this weekend. So once again, big up all the 13 club members, absolute heroes. Love your work. Right, so I've finished my emergency practice, so I've got my 3 laps in. The circuit is way bumpier than I remember. Obviously wasn't pushing for a lap time because it was busy with CB 500s and 1000cc bikes and a bit of everything with a lot of speed difference, but it's pretty much going around doing 37s. My ideal on my lap time was a 36, which is what I did last year, so obviously we'll get a bit quicker in the race. But yeah, I've done my obligatory 3 laps, so I get to race today.
He's had some sort of problem getting held up by another rider, so as we are coming to the into the distance, it was
Big googly eyes.
But yeah, just on Blake Didwell, obviously reigning champion in the Stock Twins. He was due to be on the grid yesterday, but he ran into a few issues in qualifying. The bike was misfiring in qualifying, which meant he was unable to complete the 3 laps required before he could go racing. So without the 3 laps required, he wasn't allowed to go into the grid. So his plan this morning was to go out in the emergency practice and complete the 3 laps so he can actually take part in today's running. So we'll have a little look out forward in the one rider. There he is, there in the bright turquoise mini twin, as it used to be called. Stock Twins now, of course, for them. He's had some good fights in the past with the likes of Callum Rain out on circuit. Callum Rain, of course, on the grid here today. So let's wait and see what happens with that one as they round the final corner. They'll make their way onto the grid, and then hopefully we can get racing action going.
bad either. As all looks like we had a coming together. Yeah, that's what's gone on there. Looks like the two riders coming together. That's coming out of the final corner at the hairpin. So I wonder if they've maybe just touched. Actually, that's quite far down. So I wonder if they touched on the straight potentially or something along those lines. Hopefully, well, it looks like both riders are up on their feet. Hopefully everything's okay. For, I believe, it would have been Alex Cook, the 95. He would have gone off with Didwell as well.
Sorry. I think I may have taken the brunt of it with my leg.
Fuck off, you. He's had a shitter, he's done an engine.
And that is a blown up Aprilia, frankly.
I've had a shitter. I'm not really filming much because I'm desperately trying to get this ready. There's not enough like fairing left to try and fiberglass nicely, so I'm just going to start drilling new holes and fucking cable tying and bolting for random shit to try and get back out. I wasn't going to bother, but yeah, let's see what it looks like and see how we feel. We're out for race 3 after this one. Yeah, been a shit weekend, so I've been convinced to just wobble around and get some points so it doesn't hurt my championship too much, but honestly I can't really fucking be bothered. But yeah, something has been conspiring against me this weekend. The universe has decided it's not going to be my time at Croft this year, so but we are out. The bike's in one piece. It looks shit. My bars aren't even. Yeah, it's going to feel weird. Angle-wise, they're okay. The fairing's throwing it off, so it looks worse, but they're the same angle, but that's just like this. So yeah.
Getting ready for our sighting lap for our next race, race number 3, final race of the weekend for the Sawn Cover Stock Twins, the Track Day Addicts Super Twins, and the next gen sport bikes. Lewis Smart, going from pole position, will win this race overall by a country mile on his next gen sport bike. Then it's Scott Page in second, interestingly enough. John Coughlin, who has been the dominant force in the Track Day Addicts Super Twins, he goes from P3. Row number 2, Tyler Maveras is 4th from Charlotte Cuso after a podium. Second place, a fantastic ride at race number 2 earlier. She's P5 in tune in P6. Then it's Russell Dodge, Russell Dodge, should I say. Liam Coe and Louisa Benny on row 9. Noah Guillory, who has been riding superbly in the Sawn Cover Stock Twins and has definitely been the man to beat on the 41. He rounds out the top 10. Daniel Adams in 11th. George Didson as well. P13 is Lewis Compton, Callum 14, and Blake Didwell 15. They're followed by Enzo Laturco, Alex Cook, and Fred Driver Smith. And it's Seb Everton, Polly Richardson, and Martin Crammond with Archie White, our sole rider in 22nd on the run. certainly could be, and if he does hop onto a slightly quicker bike, if he's able to put these performances in on a stock, I'm very excited to see what the future holds. Of course, similar goes for Enzo Turco. Again, when we spoke to him, Donington, he's only been racing a bike for around about a year now, still very, very fresh to the sport. In fact, you can see him there still, in fact, has the orange middle, hasn't got his 10 signatures yet. It's a shame because it hides the brand spanking new leathers that him and his dad Ralph have got for this weekend, matching Brazilian colours for the pair of them, looking nice, but just covered up by a bit of orange. In fact, Enzo under big pressure. These are for position, these two guys, the 53 of Didson and the 1 of Didwell behind, fighting 3 bikes over the last 2 podium places in class. Getting very, very close out there. The Turco doing very well at the moment to hold on, though. 2 incredibly quick riders behind him. It would be fantastic to see him get that second place at the end of this one. And indeed, Louisa Benny is just a little bit in front of this pack at the moment. The Turco on full defensive mode as Dudson looks to the inside on the 53. Can't quite find anything. He himself under huge pressure from Didwell behind. So there's a big fight going on right now for second and third in the Sawn Cover Stock Twins. That does mean as well that pending a disaster, Noah Guillory should be A-OK to hold on to go to the end of the race. As there we see there is going to be a swap of position surely, and indeed there is. Turco's going to lose 2 places. Maybe just the one, should just be the one as he holds it to the outside in Tower Bend. Look for Didwell, does he get the drive out of the corner? Yes, he does, almost contact as he comes across. Looks like the Turco just didn't get the drive onto the back straight, he needed it, and drops from 2nd to 4th in class. Through goes Dudson and Didwell, now up into P2 and P3. Still time left in this one though.
Yeah, Enzo there, he just tried to release the brake, try to ride it all the way around the outside. I mean, credit where credit is due, you have to rate him for trying it, but that was never going to work. I mean, Didwell was able to pick up the throttle much earlier, get the drive, and on these bikes where corner speed matters, you need to be on the right line though. You can't just carry all the corner speed in the world, as Enzo Levi's Turco tries to respond a little bit wide there yet again. You can see the bike clips forming. You'd have to suggest maybe he's just overriding it ever so slightly. What's Dudson going to do though, under pressure from the reigning Sawn Cover Stock Twin champion? That's right, Blake Didwell right on his tail. A little peek behind as well, just checking where Tobias Turco is.
continuation of a very shit weekend. What a weekend. So I've just finished race 3. We've got this one, but I think maybe I need to do a bit of rewinding and talk to you about race 2 first. Alright, so race 2, excuse me, I'm going to get a beverage. Right, race 2, I got a great start, absolutely hammered it into turn 1 and made up like, you know, a lot of spots, and ended up having a good little battle with Alex. We swapped places a few times until Alex folded the front coming into the final hairpin, and I had no way to avoid him, so I ramped his bike and crashed in the grass. So the summary of the damage was: bent my rear brake lever, not a problem, I don't use that. Bent my right clip-on up, which you would have seen, and destroyed all the mounting points for my fairings. So all I had to do really was drill some more holes for the fairings and ride with a bent clip-on. So as far as crashes go, yet again managed to get really lucky with it. So Alex just needs to think that not every lap is the last lap, you tool. So yeah, race 3, George basically come up and said, just go out and get some points, mate, because there's not many people finishing, so wherever you finish you'll get some points. So went out there, started 15th I think, had pretty much all the other standards in front of me. Got a good launch, didn't see where I passed George, but I could see Enzo in front, and then George come past me on lap 1, so I obviously jumped him off the line. And then yeah, Enzo was train driver for a while, so we had Enzo, George, then me, and I was waiting for George to try and pass Enzo because I feel like they were holding me up a little bit. They both seem like they brake at the same point for me for turn 1, but they turn in with a lower speed. They hold the brake for a bit longer. So I was waiting for George to make a pass on Enzo, so I could then try and pass Enzo and then try and pass George, because George was so close to Enzo I'd never passed 2 bikes. So I'm vlogging. Yeah, Enzo made a mistake, ran on, George went through, and then it was a bit of a free-for-all. So
You cheered up now?
no. Yeah.
Leave then.
Yeah, no, half happy. But yeah, so some Enzo-isms, and then I had to put a nice little pass on George, and we got another one of these.